Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy XI Let's Play part. That's the one that will either be coming out on a Saturday, or if I change my mind, the day after patch. We'll see. It really depends on how many recordings I get done ahead of April. But this is the last one I'm doing for the night, because I actually got my PS3 in, and I have my Platinum series that I'm working on. And I can finally start working on Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2. I'll try to get those done before Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out, but that's not what you're here to talk about. We are here for Final Fantasy 11. In the last video, we finished Mission 3-1, and today we are going to be checking out Mission 3-3, which is called Juno. Now, Juno is going to require us to go to Delkfutt Tower, which you may remember that I pointed out back when we were leveling through Kufim Island. And we have to climb to basically the top. It's not really all the way at the top, but it's basically the top. And so, well, that's what we're going to do today. And that is going to take a while. Now, I am going to do myself a favor here. And I am actually going to climb all the way to the top. And to do that, I am going to need to make a quick stop over in Port Bastok, because we're going to need some items. And I have mentioned the Curio Moogle before, but I do not believe, other than pointing him out, that I have ever purchased anything from him. I believe I can purchase bolts from them, which we did pick up the power crossbow in the previous part, which, nice for pulling. It's just nice to not need provoke, because then, you know, if I provoke and then I pull aggro, in some cases that could be really bad. In most cases, not really that big of a deal. So the Curio Vendor Moogle, this is what we need. And then we're also going to pick up some sneak and invis items. So he's just giving me the little spiel, and I thought the spiel was going to be longer than that. So we need ammunition, first and foremost. I don't remember the levels of the bolts, but we're not going to be using them, like, offensively. So I don't think it matters. Used to carry a large quantity of oh, okay, this is just a higher level. Bronze bolts, yeah. I think we can probably pick, I think Beetle might be okay. Let me look up Beetle bolts. Beetle bolts. Final Fantasy VII. I mean, if they hit, I'd like them to do something, but we realistically just need to buy the cheapest one. Bolts. These are all arrows, bolts. So it looks like we're almost level 40, so mithril bolts would be the highest we could theoretically go. I think it kind of skips past those. These are horn bolts? What are these? And I don't think... Oh, you know what? Yeah, so what most people would normally buy are bloody bolts, which are level 25. I think it's a waste to buy bloody bolts because I have no range skill whatsoever. So we're going to buy 12 quivers, and 12 quivers is going to equate to about 1,200. I almost said 12,000. 1,200 bolts. We can also buy foodstuffs here, which does come in handy. Rice ball is a nice, easy one to grab if you're ever looking for something. Meat jerky, grilled hare. They do have a decent assortment. Jack-o'-lantern's really good for low-level accuracy, just plus 10 accuracy, but they are 1,000 apiece. So bear that in mind. We are specifically here to buy medicine, but I am just looking through the other stuff. So medicine is the big one, and we need silent oils and prism powders. We probably don't need a full stack, but for the moment, I don't really have very many options in that category. So that's what we're going to do. And with that, we should be ready to venture to Juno, as I sometimes like to call it. I think I called it that in the other part, didn't I? I think do we need to go to the metalworks for this one? I don't remember. Here, let me pull it up. I had it up, and then I closed it to look for the bolts. Let's see. Yes, we do. We do have to go to the metalworks, so this was a good decision. Yeah, we made out like bandits in that previous part. We killed so many NMs. We actually got a few items that certainly don't hurt to have. Let me get the stone quivers. And let me equip those. I bought the wrong one. Quiver's not what we wanted. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I wanted bolts, and I knew I wanted bolts, and I said I wanted bolts, and then I bought arrows. So, that's on me. You know what? I doubt I'm ever going to level Ranger. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. Starting off on a great note here. You know, this is the part where as a content creator, you go, now I could just pretend I never started the video. Go back in time 5 minutes. And just, you know, just it never happened. If they don't know it happened, then it never happened. But instead, I'll tack on a few minutes onto the video just so you can enjoy my inadequacy. We are just going to vendor those directly back when we unequip the arrows that I just had. Because we need bolts. So, lesson, remember, buy bolts if you're using a crossbow. And remember to read the item. It's funny because the other items are literally called, like, bolt quivers. Bronze bolt quiver. Like, it says it right there. And then there's also bullet pouches, holy bolts. Yeah, we just want bronze bolt quivers. The cheapest ones. Same price. To be fair, not very expensive, so it's not really much of a waste. A little bit of a waste, but not much of a waste. So, Thief can't use these. I'm gonna lose it. You can tell that I never used these back in the day. To be fair, I didn't play Thief back in the day. I don't know the jobs. Because all I remember is thieves using bloody bolts. And to me, that seems like a waste. So here's what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna use the other cheapest one, the blind bolt. And I am going to look up the job before I buy them. That's what's gonna happen, okay? Category, ammunition. Scroll down to bolts. Blind bolt. Click it. Warrior. Thief. Dark Knight Ranger. Oh, would you look at that? I finally did it. Okay, now the video can start. Oh, wow, would you look at that? I can use these. So, we are going to the metalworks because we will have to do the first part of the quest there anyway. Sound fun? It sure will be, especially after that little ordeal we just had. Whoop-tee-doo. Anyway. Where are you? Oh, a Malduk. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of monster killing in this one. When we get to Kufim, alright, hold on. You've heard of Juno, have you not? The Bastokian government is currently looking for someone to send there, and your name is on the list of candidates. The presidential aide, Sir Lucius himself, recommended you. It's a great honor. You should be proud. Sir Lucius wishes to see you as soon as possible. Go meet him in his office in the administrative section at the top of the metalworks. Sure. Hey, guess what? That's right here. I forget. He is in the conference room, I think? No. Is he actually in a different building? He is. Okay. I genuinely thought he was just in that building. No, wait, no. He is. He's in the aide's office itself. He's in the aide's office, which is not any of these. It is... There's the Juonin consult, the Windowston console, the aide's office. He walks over for every cutscene. Oh, Lucius. You'd think I'd remember this by now. I don't need your trust, Lucius. Yeah, I know. Give me the actual cutscene. Ah, you are here. Good. You must have heard this already, but we need someone reliable to take on missions centered around our embassy in Juno. I've talked to both the President and Captain Volker, and it is our unanimous opinion that you are the only person adequate for the task. We will give you a letter of introduction, which you will present at our embassy in Juno to receive further instruction. Hans, the letter. Yes, sir. Here you go. Good luck. I'm counting on you. Alright, and now we go right to Juno, to the Bastokian embassy, up in Rulud. I have not taken you to Rulud Gardens here. Or at least I don't believe I have. I have mentioned it, but I do not believe I've been up there. That is correct, because odds are I would have the teleport if I did. Tonight will be a, other than the cat, will be a much more peaceful night. That I can wholeheartedly assure. I can't guarantee that the cat won't, you know, cat. But I can guarantee you that from my previous recordings, it's not the same time in the evening. It's like a couple hours earlier, but we will be a-okay this recording. I am still a little bit, every time my phone lights up, I kind of have fallen into the habit of just checking it immediately. Listen, most of the time I don't got a whole lot else going on, so it makes sense to me, okay? But you will have more of my attention. So we're very quickly going to grab a survival guide that's up here. There's so many ways to teleport around Juno that the survival guide is kind of a formality. But, I mean, there's no point in not grabbing it. There's also a home point literally right next to it. So it's just two different methods of getting to literally the exact same location. And right over here is the survival guide. And then right over here is the Bastok. Oh, it's the one to the left. I was about to say, I don't remember which building it is, except for the giant Bastok flags that are all littered all over this one. Alright, so... Goggin. Goggin what? Gogganese? Oh, the Mog tablets are around. Man, Mog tablets, I could get into that a little bit later. Welcome to the Bastok Embassy. Is there something we can help you with? Oh, it's you, Pletse. The administration gave us word of your coming. Unfortunately, the ambassador isn't in right now. You know where Delkfutt's tower is, right? The ambassador's out investigating the area, but I think he's coming back soon. Good day. Hello, Wolfgang. We're going to be dealing with you a lot. Why, Lord Wolfgang, what brings you here? I seek audience with your ambassador. Oh yeah? Well, he's out investigating Delkfutt's tower. Delkfutt's tower? What kind of investigation is it? I would ask your ambassador to avoid such dangerous places. Or is it by order of your nation? Excuse me, is the ambassador in residence? Monborough. What business have you here? Wolfgang, how have you been? The ambassador has a rare affliction. It's time for a checkup. I say this to you as a friend. Keep a safe distance from foreign dignitaries. I've told you before that diseases know no borders. Every patient needs a doctor. Nationality and status matter not. We'll get to see a lot more of Wolfgang and Monborough in the future. You haven't changed a bit, have you? You should take special care, my friend, lest you come to regret it. Advise your ambassador against these careless adventures. I shall return later. Good luck. Or good day. Good luck. No, I mean, that's me talking to myself, I guess. Well, I can't give checkups without a patient. Please convey how sorry I was to miss the ambassador, and that I'll call again later. Wolfgang's the captain of the guard. Wolfgang's the captain of the guard for Archduke Camlanot. Say, I wonder what he wanted with His Excellency. Hey, I know. You can go to Delkfutt's tower and tell us how he's doing. Not too shabby for your first assignment, huh? I hear that place is crawling with fiends. Be sure to gear up in town. Don't even think of going solo either. I know you've served your country well, so I'm confident you'll do fine. Go get him, soldier. All right. And now for the long walk up. So, Delkfutt Tower, up until the floor we need, is 10 floors. At the 10th floor, we will have to defeat a boss, obtain its key, and then take an elevator all the way to the bottom floor. Actually, to floor -1. However, there is also floors 11, 12, and 13. And on the 13th floor will be an entrance to another BCNM, which will have a home point outside of it. We will need that teleport eventually for a Rise of Xylart mission, plus a handful of other things. If I do anything at level 99, there's a decent chance I end up there again. The Crystalline Prophecy story will take us to that top spot again as well. And so it would behoove me to get the home point that is on that final floor while I'm already up there. Now, fortunately, this quest has been changed a tiny bit. One big thing that is, wow, these things are still easy prey. I was thinking about doing that weekly quest. Oh, speaking of which, so one thing is that the key that you get from that boss used to be an item that if you ever wanted to use the elevator, you needed that key. So you either had to carry it with you or you had to kill that monster every time you got up to the top. And you had to not have it somewhere else in your inventory, which, to be fair, if you were killing it, would mean that you didn't have it with you. However, now after you do this quest, it'll basically become a key item, which makes revisits a whole lot easier. So before we zone in, I would very quickly like to grab, I think it's original areas. Oh, I have to zone in. It won't show up until I zone in. I never went inside. We are going to have to skip a cutscene here. There is the start of the Chains of Promethea expansion. It's a fantastic cutscene, but I want to wait until we are actually committing to doing Chains of Promethea and not do this cutscene now and then have to come back to it later. It's just, you know, that's why they added the ability to come back and view the cutscene later so that you could do it in that, like, you know, quick burst. Now, that being said, we are going to need trusts to get up here. It would not be safe for me to do otherwise. Hopefully we get Aparuru during our climb. We're going to be, because I'm not using those invisibles. So I bought those items, the invis powders and the sneak oils, to sneak onto the 13th floor. However, in an ideal world, we don't use them prior to, you can see how many different quests and stuff there are right here. We don't use them prior to that point. So we're going to grab the survival guide here on this floor. And we are going to cancel the current training regimen, which I totally forgot we even had going. And we are going to look at the pages and see what has Gigas. 3 members of the Bat family, 3 members of the Goblin family. Not a bad one, but not one that we want. 3 members of the Bat family, 3 members of the Gigas family. Okay. Page 3. 4 members of the Bat family, 2 Chaos Idols. All right, getting further from what I want. 4 members of the Bat family, 2 Bogies, way further from what I want. Looking like page 2 is going to be the winner, because Gigas will be the #1 thing that we kill. We can skip killing Chaos Idols and Magic Pots. And while there are a ton of goblins throughout this climb, I think we're going to go with the Gigas. Now we can also set this. Combat area region, lower Delkfutt. Now, I don't remember. So on every single floor of this dungeon, there is a notorious monster that can be spawned. We are not going to do that. Most of them are nearly identical in terms of what they will drop. It is the ones on the highest floors, which no longer are random spawns and are instead monsters that have to be force spawns. You have to farm a pop item and then pop the item and then, you know, get it like that. Every other floor, I think prior to the 11th floor, maybe they changed the 10th floor too, but whatever, you understand the point, has a notorious monster. We will likely not encounter any of them. Epialtis, I believe, would be the first floor NM, and I know exactly what room he's in, but we don't need to kill him, so we're not going to. Now, because we have those bats, we probably want to be taking care of that. Now, Tyrant is also a notorious monster. I don't remember what Tyrant drops, and I feel like because he can potentially self-explode or self-destruct, it would be unwise for me to fight him. So let me Google him real quick. He is about level 41, and all he drops is Aramid Fiber, which is a crafting item used to make nothing? Oh, it's used to make an item called a Tehwata. Either way, I don't craft. So, not a concern. We are not going to kill him. Now, Ancient Bat should be the only thing at this point. Maybe, yeah, the Gigas Bats as well will fulfill the condition that we need. But these are Gigas. We saw them briefly in the Kufim Island video, and these ones, most of them shouldn't aggro. But we do have that repeatable. We should really wait until that mobs start aggroing before we kill things, just because we're going to be... The climb is really long. And I'm not going to lie, I only kind of remember how to climb the tower without a map. So we are probably going to get lost a little bit while we are going up. I remember a little bit. We have to cross over into this room and then go up the stairs to the second floor. It's around like the middle floors, because you very rarely spend any time in middle Delkfutt Tower. The zone it's also split into 3 zones. We are not just climbing Delkfutt Tower. Lower Delkfutt Tower is going to be, I think, the first 3 floors. I think middle Delkfutt Tower is 4 through 9, if memory serves. And upper Delkfutt is 10 through 13. Something like that. But you get the idea. This isn't just one zone that we'll be riding all the way up to. We basically are looking for a teleporter that will take us up a certain number of floors. Like, it'll basically just jump us up to the next zone. And, yeah, that is our ultimate goal. So, yeah, from here, we're going to get lost a little bit. Fortunately, there aren't too many ways to go, but there are enough dead ends that we'll definitely be doubling back, and it's going to be a time. We're going to end up down some dead ends. We're going to end up at some grates that we can't pass through. It's going to happen. I wish I had encyclopedic knowledge of this looking. Like, I remember a lot about this. I just don't remember everything about this. This feels right. One of these takes me the correct way. Time to guess which one it is. We also have Flee, which will help a tiny bit. It'll at least help with allowing me to go down more pathways. I think that just goes back to the idol room. That's the bogey room. That has a hole that goes back down. Obviously, we don't want that. So, giants, or Gigas, as their family name dictates, are... they aggro by sight. So, we had the quad-avs aggroing by sound. These aggro by sight. The bats, however, when they start aggroing, will aggro by sound. So, unless we're using both silent oils and invisible powders, we're going to aggro something. Which is why I'm opting to want to kill them. Hey, look, see, my body muscle memoried my way to the 3rd floor. I didn't wholly remember that this was the way, but my body did, and that's enough. My mind did. My whole body remembered. My mind is a part of my body. It controls most of it, I'd like to believe. I don't think we'll run into anything that's much higher of a level until we get to the 4th floor. I think from the 4th floor onward, at my current level, I will aggro. I think there's a small chance of aggroing on these floors, but only if the monsters are at the absolute highest level they can possibly be at. I think the NM for this floor also spawns in the biggest room. I just don't remember at what spot. Oh! In the last part, I talked about how I made it like a mini mission to kill like every single NM. Yeah, Delkfutt Tower was one of those places where I did that. This is the way to the 4th floor. This is the biggest room, and this should take us up to middle Delkfutt Tower. We will have to resummon our trust. And mind you that the grounds mission that I took, the field manual that I took, that's not going to work in lower Delkfutt Tower, in middle Delkfutt. That was specifically for lower Delkfutt. So I'm pretty sure we need to accept another one when we get up here into middle Delkfutt. Let's get Valinirol back out. And now that we're actually going to need them, let's make sure they are not the kind of area where we want to be caught without our trusts. Alright, is there a book around here for me to accept new missions? No, there's a goblin footprint, the seed-related stuff. Maybe it will work here. There's still bats, there's still Gigas. You know, maybe it does still work. Oh, however, you know what won't work? This. We need to accept the middle Delkfutt tower. And we should get rid of the lower Delkfutt tower one. Just so I don't... Because, I mean, look at all these conflicts that I've been forgetting to get rid of. Let's do this now. Conflict lower Delkfutt tower. Maybe one day. We also still have that mission to sit. Do mold bats... Okay, those are still too weak to be worthwhile. Sturges are still... These are still similar-ish level. We're looking for the jump up to the next tier of goblin more than anything. So, I don't remember what that teleporter does. This is why... Okay, smithies. Yeah, these will start aggroing. 100%. These are the same mobs we were finding outside of Kazan. So these still have a few levels of aggro left in them. However, they're... You know, we were fighting them when they were incredibly tough, and now they're easy prey. So we just got to get the buffs rolling. Right, that's another reason why I really like Sami. She has Barrage. I totally forgot about that. It's a pretty long cooldown, but, you know. Damage. Yeah, goblins and bats probably wouldn't have been the worst idea in the world. I'm not going to pick every fight I possibly can while we're doing this, because otherwise this video will... It's a long climb. It would probably behoove me to quickly Google the map to Delkfutt Tower. Remember that in Juno and, you know, I think Selbina and Muhar, all of them, you can pick up pretty much every map in the game. So you don't have to be as lost as I am right now. You don't have to be lost ever, really. But all we're going to be doing is just picking on mobs as we go by anyway. It's not till the really high floors where we have to think too much about anything. You know what else we can do while we're doing this? We can level our ranged skill. Or the mob can die before I get to do the attack. That also works. Yeah, so ranged attacking has its own separate command. And odds are I will not be able to land hits against these things. Hence why it's really more of a pulling tool at this point and not much else. Just means I don't have to use provoke. How much? What is my max health? 700? Okay, if I get down to 600 here, we're going to do that mission. Okay, we're actually going to quickly do that mission that I took to rest for 100 HP, because why not? So, in this game, if you ever want to restore HP or MP without doing anything else, L3 on a PlayStation controller, or /heal or /sit if you want to type it out. There's also a keyboard command for it. We'll put you into this like kneeling animation. It's different per race. And this will slowly regenerate your health. The longer you do it, the more you get back. It also restores your MP as well. And with Signet on, it's normally pretty quick. I wonder, because it was called the Sit achievement. So I hope this is actually counting. I guess we should check. It should. Yeah, it does. Okay, restore health by heal. Yeah. Because, like, even though this isn't /sit, it's very specifically /heal. Call me John Cena, because I'm /healing. I didn't even watch WWE, but social media was lit ablaze with that. One more. And we're good. Why not? It's 3,000 EXP. I ain't gonna say no. Almost level 40. I could use that Brigandine I got that's cost way too much gil. Still can't believe that that costs as much as it does. I don't care the reason. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Even without opening with provoke, it does 8 damage. And level 40. I might actually get to the point where I out-level aggroing these things very quickly. Did that count? It doesn't look... Yeah, no, it didn't. It only counted for lower. The mission that I took from the book. There's definitely another book somewhere here. And, of course, we have the conquest missions. We have the regular vanquish multiple enemies missions. And we are so desperately hoping that we can get access to Aparuru again. Please, while I'm actually playing. She would just make life so much easier. Ooh, Soul Sushi times 12 for Middle Duck. Soul Sushi is like one of the most classic and still to this day very good melee food. Oh, Euritos is up. Don't you drop? No, you don't drop a bow. Euritos shouldn't be a problem. I'm surprised to see Euritos here. No, he's not the mission either. Very shocked to see Euritos be alive. I don't know if Sami has the TP for this, but I'm going to go for it. Oh, he has Eagle Eye Shot, doesn't he? Oh my goodness. Thank God he didn't aim that at me. That actually might have been problematic if he had. So he did give me his drop. Most of the low-level ones have a drop that's just Gigas Bracelets. It's Strength +3, Dex -2, Agility -2. Now, that's good for a lot of jobs. It is unfortunately not very good for me. And now, it doesn't really matter that much, but my sneak attack damage is going to be scaling with Dexterity. And so, because that is where my biggest chunk of immediate damage comes from, it would be pretty silly if I deliberately tanked that just to wear that piece. So, we're not going to. But I figured it was worth mentioning. And that's, again, until the really high floors, that's pretty much what they're all going to be dropping. I could put on this maple shield that he dropped. I think I know what direction I was supposed to go. Remember that room with the goblins and I looked down that like hallway to the left? I'm like 90% certain that was the way I was supposed to go. I remembered, like, my brain was like, ah, yes, that direction. And then I just didn't go that way. Yeah, you have to be careful with a lot of the Gigas have pretty dangerous 2-hour skills because of the jobs. A lot of them are rangers, so Eagle Eye Shot could just do it. Probably wouldn't have killed me because at this point that mob is like easy prey. But it is worth thinking about. 100 Fists can be a really dangerous one. One of the ones we're going to kill later has 100 Fists. So, you know, getting absolutely mobbed by that thing, if you're the one taking the hits, can be really bad. Okay, these are no longer aggroing. So unless we are aggroing something, I don't want to stop and fight it. 195 EXP is not worth stopping every 2 seconds. Ah, here we go. Groundstone. Cancel. We are far more likely to be killing mobs here. And that was not the right way, by the way. I was incorrect again. I still think I would rather take Gigas and Bats. There's a lot of goblins, but there's a lot of Gigas too. I'm actually kind of glad we doubled back though, just so I didn't even notice that when we were walking past before. So it just kind of worked out. We're only on the 4th floor, man. We got a ways to go. I gotta be using Flea on cooldown here. Yeah, so there's one other way we didn't go. I just aggroed one, didn't I? I'm gonna keep running. I really shouldn't. Okay, yeah, this is the confusing thing. Because there are teleporters, and I don't remember. Alright, well, you know. The party is showing up. Should probably deal with that. The fun house has followed me here. I don't remember if I'm supposed to take a teleporter up to the 4th floor. Or if, I need to take... Or if I need to walk upstairs to the 5th... I'm sorry, to the 5th floor. It does have an obtaining Delkfutt Tower. This is the shortest route. You know what's funny? Oh, you can be tractored through the door. There we go. Floor 1, floor 4. Follow the right wall past the 2 teleporters to go up the stairs. So just follow the right wall until we find stairs. There we go. It was in the very next room. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a thing here. On the 5th floor, enter the door into a hallway on your right at I7 and then follow the left wall. Okay. At I7. So here is where we're going. And then we just follow the left wall. Maybe I may have overestimated the idea of me getting to level 50 in this video. I remember them becoming when they jump up the next level range is where there's potential concern. Oh. Well, I've aggroed. And you know what? You're gonna join the fight too. Oh, this is actually... Nope, never mind. I was worried for a brief moment. I am no longer worried. Yeah, they woke up pretty quick, thankfully. All of my trusts were asleep, and I was awake. And that is not an ideal... that is not ideal in any capacity. How many accolades is that? 5? Oh yeah, that's not gonna get me anywhere. I wonder for spoils. Are there any spoils that are related to this? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, actually, I wonder what kind of crystals these drop. You should drop lightning crystals. Yeah, I think Gigas drop lightning. The other ones drop wind. Goblins drop fire. I think that covers most everything. Also, one other thing. Never mind. Look at me trying to be smart and not being smart at the same time. God, I can just hear the arrows hitting. Maybe I should have given her the quiver. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about that. None of us have forgotten about that yet. Alright, we go up to the left here again. What? I didn't even hear him aggro, to be honest. I'm surprised he didn't bring the other one with him. Hey, I don't mind. We take the occasional hit. We get a... So, one of the things I need is to take damage. And I actually only need bats. The main reason why I wanted to take bats is because I knew that these things had pets, but the pets are too weak at this point. So I'd have to go out of my way and kill actual bats. You know, I actually think middle might only be up until this floor, and then I might go to the 7th floor all the way up to the 13th. Might be upper. In my head, the like 10th floor and up was all upper was. But it has been a hot minute. Because here's a teleporter to go up. I guess we'll find out in a second. Nope, we're still in middle. We're just in a much bigger room. Tower bats. Yep, okay, now we have stuff that's a higher level. We also have the next tier of Gigas as well. It's worth taking a peek because there is the chance that there's an M up. Very unlikely. Again, Doritos was kind of a surprise there. But I'd like to at least... There is also the big bag. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Because I'm pretty sure this NM is in this room. Now, again, not like we need him. He's just going to give us more Gigas bracelets. I was going to say, he definitely... So, yeah, the Rangers, instead of having a bow, they throw giant rocks at you. It's pretty horrifying. Right, we got 1,090 from that. Got some tabs. Not the soda. Things are still easy prey, so they've only jumped up a couple of levels. I really need the damage missions to start being completed. Okay, how do I get off this one? In the big room, head northwest. It genuinely says west. Like with the H. So you're doing that on purpose, right? What are you talking about, Brian? I'm just saying the compass says we need to go northwest. Stewie, I absolutely refuse to believe that this is a conversation that we are having. You know what? I'm not going to fall for it. I'm just going to walk away. You know what? I'm going to go northwest. I'm going to go that way. That's the way you want us to go, right, Stewie? I'm going to go that way. Oh, it's no fun if you just play along, Brian. I knew it. You were messing with me. What are you talking about? Sorry, I had to have a little... I already did a Family Guy voice in the last one. I guess I'm in a Family Guy mood right now. Simi, are you going to murder this thing? Is that a yes? That's definitely a yes. The barrage is 100% a yes. Watch this. Never mind. That did not do nearly as much damage as I was hoping. Things are still easy prey, right? Yep. I wonder if I'm going to do over 500 damage to this mob right here. Not quite. Still in the like 400s range. I'm getting close. Alright, so I think I'm just going to be hugging the left wall here for another stairway at J7. Oh, that sounds like a plan. I guess this is just the Family Guy episode. I just do all the voices. Oh, this is a mug. I just got countered. Countering is actually not the worst for leveling like parry and evasion, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, still not completely ideal. Actually, with Berserk, I might do over 500 damage. I just might. What is my dagger? Doesn't matter. Right, still not aggroing the bats. Nope, we are aggroing the bats. I am surprised that he did not bring any of his batty friends with him. If I'm going to do over 500, it's going to be on this thing. Then Simi is also going to absolutely murder these things. They're weak to dagger and to bow. Oh yeah, I did 653 against those. Yeah, we should probably take that quest now. There's at least on some mobs that are not that unreasonable for me to be fighting. I can actually do the damage. This is the one that gets me my trusts back every time. That being said, it won't because I don't deal enough damage at this point. Okay, some of the bats aggro. I was like, he's gonna AoE the other bat. I already knew it. Enabling bat wings. I feel like I disabled bat wings. In the last, I did. Damn, I didn't activate that in time. Evil spirits 100% will aggro me. Oh, not ice spike! Stop that thing! No! I hate ice spikes. The paralyze. It's so annoying. Oh, you're gonna paralyze me? Great. I'm just gonna get paralyzed again. Simi doesn't actually get paralyzed from this. And another reason why I really like Simi. Range attacks are not affected by this. I have actually gotten incredibly lucky. I'm shocked that I haven't been paralyzed. I think only more than a single time. Shock spikes are also bad because they stun you in return. Ugh. I'm here. So he just puts that thing down instantly. You know, that bat, it's pretty big. Okay, yes. No, we have to go down this way. It also very specifically warns us not to fall down a hole. Which, yes, I can also agree. That hole in the middle there would not be ideal. I'm all for jumping in a hole once in a while. Just not right now. Alright. Back up again. And this is floor, yeah, and I was right. This is floor 9, and then the next floor. So when we find the teleporter at F6, it says, which is just a little bit north, that will indeed be where we go to Upper Delkfutt Tower. Yeah, I thought the mobs became slightly higher level slightly sooner than this. I have vastly overestimated how many levels I would get, and even the amount of levels I need. Granted, I don't know how the boss is going to go, but I imagine just fine. I'm never going to see Aparura again, am I? She's gone forever, isn't she? One day I'll have her back. I think this room might be where the NM normally is, too. Just gonna quickly peek around. Don't see him. They all have, like, one-word names. Euritos, Ogaigos, etc., etc. Other names. Hey, I've got to 41. That's not too bad. Yeah, because we are not leveling off the mobs that are all the way at the very top, like floor 11 and upward. That's not happening. They will murder us. I'd have to be a considerable number of levels higher before that would be possible. I think the teleporter is right. Yep, there it is. There's a goblin on me. Leave me alone. We're just gonna ditch that goblin. Die! Never mind, we're not gonna ditch that goblin. Yeah, I don't want to get nuked into oblivion repeatedly. Valiniril? Homeboy? Yep. That's what I was hoping to say. Dagger skills 121. Making progress. We are going to drop that quest right now. It's at 4 out of 10, so it's not going to complete no matter what. Don't care. We're also going to drop the Bastok quest, the Yotor jungle quest. Just make some room. And we are going to head on up. So on this floor, we don't need to go all the way to the top. We will be, but we don't need to. We are going to grab that home point at the very tippy top, however. Now, these enemies will once again have a small level jump. There's also very likely, unless somebody else has come up here, almost certainly there will be a giant Gigas to our left. Not immediately after we go down that hallway, but right before the room where we need to kill the boss, which will also have a boss Gigas in it. And neither of those are even the boss Gigas that belongs on this floor. Mimas is indeed alive. Oh, Enceladus is up. Hold on. Enceladus is actually the actual boss of this floor. Now, unfortunately, we actually need to fight our way to him unless I want to invis. And actually, I think I might invis over to him. Just in case anyone else is here, you know. This will be a good fight to get everyone their buffs at least. Because all my trusts have to be resummoned, so they're losing their buffs every time. Nice, got our buffs. Oh, now we're on. Oh, you know, Enceladus? I don't think he's the. Oh, he actually is. I'm gonna take that in case I can actually get to him. And there's nobody else here. I'll find out after I kill this thing, because I'll be able to see the map again. If somebody else is here, then I'm just surprised because I'm pretty sure he has a placeholder, which means somebody else killed the placeholder, but then left is possible. I mean, there's no reason why that can't happen. But yeah, I mean, he's still alive. All right, yeah, Mimas is the one that I was referring to. So we are just gonna prism powder right past Mimas. I think Mimas is a monk. And has 100 fists. And the room that Mimas is blocking is the room we actually need to go to. And I think the enemy in there is a ranger. I don't remember what Enceladus is. I should really bring re-raise to this stuff. If something goes wrong on any of this, it's gonna suck. Yeah, there he is. Enceladus, just chilling. I guess somebody killed it on the way over and just... That was it. He's a beast man. Oh, okay. So we cannot pull aggro on him or we're dead. I believe. Because Uriel Blade's probably going to kill the bats. Okay, and he's also weak as hell. When I see the 2-hour animation go off, then I know we're fine. But he's a Beastmaster, so... If he has any 2-hour, it's unfortunately Charm. And Charm literally just takes control. Yeah, there it is. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was Charm. I didn't see it in the box, but it has to be Charm. It literally charms a player and makes them, like, takes control of them. Now, if you're alone... Oh, hey, we got the Enceladus bracelets. Also, just so... On these floors, on these higher floors... I'll go back to explaining about Charm in a second. On the higher floors, Enceladus and beyond actually kind of get their own drops. You get Enceladus bracelets, and then there's bracelets for the one on the floor after this, and then there's bracelets for the one on the floor after that. And they are the exact same thing as the Gigas bracelets. However, they are higher level, they have higher strength, and they lower your dex and agility more. They're actually pretty decent, but you would only use them in a weapon skill set or a strength-based weapon skill. So, for example, my warrior would like those bracelets, but I would not just use those bracelets on my warrior like full time. That would be stupid because my dexterity and my agility still matter in some capacity. I don't want to have that. It's effectively lowering my accuracy at the bare minimum. So when I made that weapon skill set, for example, with the sneak attack plus the weapon skill that you'll see me press, the only macro I really made at this point, in all honesty, it'd be very similar to that, except that you can actually set an entire gear set to be enabled. We used to actually have to do the pieces individually, and then they added gear sets, and now you can choose to equip a whole gear set in one line. Now, as convenient as that sounds, funnily enough, in this day and age, that's not how most people play the game. Instead, most people opt to download a third-party program that whenever they start casting a spell or using an ability, when the game picks up the registration of the button being pressed, it will do a whole bunch of like individual gear swaps that are optimal that you pre-program into, you know, what you want to get out of it. But for the casual player, the equip set is more than sufficient. And honestly, you barely will have to mess with it unless you're doing like, you actually plan on really playing into later stuff, or you want to make specific sets to be optimal for stuff with level 99. I learned Cyclone at 125. Ugh, Cyclone's just an AoE ability. It's nothing special. But it is, I mean, I'm not going to complain, I guess. Alright, Mimus is right there. We're going to save our TP for Mimus. I really don't want to pull aggro on Mimus, but I do have perfect dodge. If I'm ever afraid that I will pull aggro on a Beastman, not even a Beastmaster, a Beastman of any kind, that isn't going to cast something that is really bad, like Charm, for example. Oh, I never finished the thing. So if I get charmed while I'm fighting a Beastman, like if I get charmed in any capacity, all of my trusts will desummon. The monster will then have control of me, likely for several minutes. It will heal back to full, and then it will immediately re-aggro me, and I won't have any trusts. I don't think I need to explain to you why that's not good. Simi, you gotta pick a spot. Pick a spot. Any spot. Oh my god. I did 463 there. That worked very well. And then there's the skill chain, and Mimus is dead. And we are level 14. I forgot what Mimus actually drops. It has a drop. I just don't remember what it is. And now we need to kill Polyphorian. And then after we have the Delkfutt key, which will take up an inventory slot temporarily, then we're going to go up to the next floor. Oh, also, I have a mahogany shield. Why am I using a maple shield? I didn't even notice I got that. I didn't have it earlier, so I picked it up at some point. This shield smells of rich, sweet mahogany. Unfortunately, that also reset all my TP. We don't even care if we aggro everything. I'm pretty sure this guy is also a ranger. All it's going to mean is Uriel Blade gets used. Yup. And now they're dead because that's just how it goes. So it drops a shit ton of Delkfutt keys. You can only hold one. So as scary as the inventory literally disintegrating looks, it's not that bad. Now, I believe it would actually be wise of me to go down first and then use that same elevator I go down to come back up. I'm not going to do that because that's not as fun. Oh, hey, there's a person here the whole time. Probably just AFK. Oh, maybe they're the one who spawned Enceladus. Listen, I'm just trying to find an excuse for what happened. I love hearing that light skill chain go off. Yeah, we're going to kill the mobs on the way, but we need to get to those upper floors now. Yeah, keep in mind, I mentioned the elevator going back down. It's not a one-way trip. You can also come back up the same way, which is what you would likely do, you know, doing this mission when you do the Rise of Xylart mission later that requires you to come back up. It's not what I'm going to do right this second. Give me your money. 2? That's all you had? Lame. Yeah, we're not going to be able to... I vastly overestimated how many levels we were going to get off of this. If there was an EXP campaign, it might be possible because I would be getting a lot. Like, we'd be getting 600 a kill from most of these. It's like we would have been killing them all the way up and they would have been worth like 600 a pop if there was an EXP campaign going on. I wonder what campaigns are coming up. I'm very curious. Because if there is an EXP campaign coming up, we're about to speed demon our way through this. Yeah, Enceladus can also spawn in this room. You see that door? That door immediately leads to the higher section. So we'll clear that room out, pop a sneak oil, and then open it. And there should be bats, not immediately on the other side, but the bats will definitely aggro if I don't have sneak oil up. And then once we get to the big room, we can... Hello, Thunder Elemental. We can get... Did you aggro that? Is that thing after us? No? Okay. Now, Thunder Elemental's not the greatest, but... Yeah, I don't think the bats are immediately on the other side. No. We're going to do that. Demonic Doll. I think, yeah, that thing does not aggro at all. But it is incredibly tough. It is, I think, level 70. And at level 42, let me just say this. No. Same with these. I think you can actually come up here and kill these incubus bats. Probably in your 60s. Whoa! Homeboy was waiting for me right there. Yeah, not too hard to sneak around the Jotuns here. Now, unlike the previous floors where there could be a notorious monster that spawned, actually, I think at like 52 you can come up here because dire bats I'm pretty... Anyway, you have to actually farm the pop item. These used to be so heavily camped, these notorious monsters, that very much like some of the other ones I mentioned, it just became a huge problem with bots and everything. So they made it a force. Now, to be fair, the bots could still come up here and claim the other monsters, and that technically wasn't any better. There's an NM? I forgot about this thing. The Autarch. Yeah, they could still do that, but like it wasn't really worth it. Bots didn't bother. People did come up here and farm, like they make like parties of 2 or 3 and try to claim as many of the Jotuns as possible and farm. And yeah, that wasn't too uncommon. But even then, the bracelets are still just even better versions, and higher level versions of the Enceladus and the Gigas bracelets. Alright, and that's the home point we came up here to get. The zone is right here. This teleporter takes us up. We don't need that right now. We have... Holy moly. I forgot how long Sneak and Invis were. So, Sneak and Invis have a bit of a tumultuous history. Originally, when they released, both of the statuses would be in effect for a random period of time. So you could use a silent oil, and 30 seconds later, your Sneak would start wearing off. And, yeah, that sucked. Especially because if Sneak starts wearing off, in order to put Sneak back up, you have to drop Invis. Whereas if Invis is dropping, you can literally just use the item again. For Sneak, I think you also need to completely have the status off. Whereas with Invis, using the item removes Invisible. And because it's removed, you can subsequently then immediately reapply it. So it doesn't have that same kind of weirdness to it. So Sneak was just kind of really annoying. Specifically, Sneak was annoying. And so, yeah, they made it so that all Sneak and Invis stuff basically has a set period of time that it lasts. I knew that, but I totally didn't buy a Groundstone. I forgot that it was so long, because oh, hey, Mimas is back. I guess we're killing him again. I forgot what you even drop. Like, I know you just respawn constantly. I just forgot what your purpose is. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? I don't know. But yeah, I just forgot it was 10 minutes, because I usually play Dancer on my other character when I'm actually playing. And it doesn't last that long. It doesn't have the same duration. Look at the 100 fists with an axe. Look at him just swinging away. Still didn't drop anything. No idea what he's actually supposed to drop. I don't think we trade the key to the elevator. We do trade the key to the elevator. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I did not hit level 50 doing this mission. The Magicite mission, I will also not hit 50 doing. But I will be able to gain substantial levels doing it. I would ideally like to not do the Magicite mission until after I'm level 50. Because I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. So now that Delkfutt key was removed from my inventory and has instead become a key item. So now I can freely traverse Delkfutt Tower. I can use any and all of the various doors and elevators. But we have home points and survival guides, so why would I bother? Yes, we are running back down 10 floors. Technically 11 floors because we're going to floor B1 right now. So in case you're wondering about going back up, at the bottom there is an interactable that will send you to the top. But you know, going from top to bottom, not the same story. There we go. We're not, I think we're done entirely yet. I like how it still says we're in upper Delkfutt Tower to boot. It doesn't even send you to like middle Delkfutt Tower and then lower to like give you the illusion like you're specifically descending through some like secret pathway. Nope. They're just all upper Delkfutt Tower until you hit the bottom. It's like the opposite of the Final Fantasy VII staircase. It's like if they got to run down the stairs the entire time. There we go. There is a grounds tome. There are monsters here. I don't remember what level they are, actually. I don't think they're any higher than the enemies that we were just fighting. Open the door and go through. And we need to go to a door at L7. So there are actually a handful of doors here. And now we are officially in lower Delkfutt Tower. This room has enemies, I'm pretty sure. Let me just wait till they spawn. I think it's just... Oh, no, it is actually Gigas. Yeah, they're easy prey. Actually, I think they're Hall Watchers. Nope, they still aggro. I was wondering if they were actually going to... I thought these were the ones from middle... Oh, I have no trusts. Let me get this guy out of the hallway. I should be fine. I can honestly just perfect dodge, and I should be fine. Just for, like, health's sake. It'll just keep me healthy, and then I can do this. I could also... Oh, I'm stupid. I could flee and run back. Yeah, if anything bad were to happen, I could just flee and run back through the door. The big thing is when you're alone, you can't sneak attack. But so keep in mind, if we were to die, it wouldn't even be that big a deal. We could actually just go... Now we can enter lower Delkfutt Tower. We could enter this, like, right from the entrance. It actually wouldn't even cost us that much time if something were to go wrong. I just pressed the macro because why not? Viper Bite also applies a poison, which will help here. It's times like this where I really wish I actually had... what is it called? I'm actually going to click off Berserk. Berserk's getting me killed fast. It's killing him faster, but it's getting me killed more. I wish I had my evasion skill leveled up, because he probably wouldn't be able to touch me if my evasion skill was actually leveled. Hey, that dodge earring is getting to put in work, you know? And we are actually getting evasion and parry skill ups here. Oh no, 30 damage. It's actually a relief to get hit by that, shockingly. Alright. And let's summon Trust, just so that doesn't happen again. I think there are also undead somewhere on these bottom floors. L7. This is not even the correct door. The correct door is a different one. High probability this thing aggroes, which is perfect. I can use it to get my health back. See? Perfect. All right, L7, L7. L7? This is L8. I think it's the door to the north of me. Yep. The door is firmly shut. Why, thanks, game. That ambassador really, he really went exploring, you know? Here we go. Wait, it's not this door. So a different door. This door. That doesn't... I don't remember having to walk past bogeys for this. I don't know if those aggro. Bogeys are... That's pretty... They're a much lower level than me right now, but they're still easy prey, so they might. At L7? I'm going to try trading the Delkfutt key, because it says you can just use the key item version that we picked up, but it also says the door at L7, which this is the door at L7. The key doesn't seem to fit. No? Well, that makes them a big fat liar. Unless there's a second door at L7. I'm going to trade the key every time. Nope. I remember... No, actually, you know what? Down that stairwell might be right, because that's kind of ringing... Oh, my God. I hate these things so much. Yeah. I hear you, stupid bats. I'm going to laugh if it was actually right here. I'm so glad I bring Sami now. It was this door! That's not L7! You know what? It might be different for each ambassador, but they might have just put like Sandoria's there or something, and not the Bastokan one. That makes sense. Ugh. Who are you? Not an enemy at any rate. I'm glad you found me. I am Ambassador Altair from Bastok. You were sent on a mission from the embassy. See, my apologies. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have had to come to such a dangerous place. Should never have let my guard down. I was struck from behind, and the next thing I knew, I woke up here. I shudder to think of what would have happened if you hadn't come. This place is dangerous, but not only because of the monsters. I sense something more ominous in the air. In any case, you should get out of here as soon as possible. I can find my way out. Come meet me at the embassy when you can. You'd think he'd want to go with me. You know? You'd think he'd want to, you know, maybe stay together. Alright, so you have two options. You can walk out from here, or we can use our handy-dandy warp ring and get out of here that way. Almost every video will probably end with me using a warp ring. It really depends on where the quest ends. Later, there's definitely going to be quests that end in town. Ottergone, almost all of the quests end back in town. Rarely are you, like, going from afar. Well, I mean, actually, this is ending in town. I'm stupid. It's still going to happen this way. Now, keep in mind, we don't need to come back to Bastok. We need to go to Rulud Gardens. Obviously, that was my fastest way out of there, and then I can just use this, but worth mentioning. Back to Rulud we go. And right over here. And we are good. And I'm ending this video right about the time the Mission 2-3 video. I started recording that video. Welcome back. The ambassador's returned and can't wait to see you. Step on into his office. No. For some reason, I thought a cutscene was going to occur. Hello, Altair.
So there you are.
Thank you so much for braving the dangers and finding me. I'm very thankful. Now, let's get down to business. I hereby assign you, Pletze, to the post of attaché to the embassy of Juno. Of the embassy to Juno. Do all you can for your country and her friendship with Juno. Rank 4. You know, there's a certain special task you may be interested in later. Now's not the time, but I'll keep you in mind. Yeah, it's funny to think that literally the only reason you were even coming here was very specifically just to become the attaché and nothing else. That's it. So let's see. I need to go to the Conquest Overseer. We're not going to do the next part, but Magicite. So here's the thing. The next story quest, it would be very wise of me to not do the next story quest until after I have done significant leveling. Now, of course, that comes with the downside of meaning we're just going to have some leveling parts. And some people don't mind. I'm not super wild about just the leveling parts. Like, yeah, the stories that come with doing it it's cool, you know? It's nice to be able to share this and that about this area and that area. Like, that's fine, you know? But I'm very goal-oriented, and when my goal is just leveling, it's not as exciting for me. But it would be smart to do it. Keep in mind, our very specific goal in the next part is to get to level 50. We want to get to level 50, and then we want to do the limit break quest. And then we want to get to 51 or above and do the next limit break quest. It's a very good idea. And even if it will make the video multiple parts, if we have all of that done before we do Magicite, because we basically have to go to all of the same locations for the Magicite quest. Even if the Magicite quest is significantly more annoying. I'm sorry, the Magicite quest is the easy one. Even if the limit break quest is significantly more annoying. It just makes sense. I'm going to see how much these Enceladus bracelets sell for. Really cool that I managed to get those. Also, I might as well... Hi, okay, perfect timing, because here's Ivy. They're like 20k. If they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. Not gonna save them just to, you know, do whatever later. I don't care. What? That's fucked up. Just looking at the prices, man. Oh, I have 7 items listed? Really? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God, the Cura's sold. I feel bad for people, man. I'm going to buy spells. I mean, obviously, I've told you all about the guild. Like, earning a guild is not that big a deal. But, like, it hurts my soul to see it. All right, and that is going to be a wrap for this video for our Final Fantasy XI Let's Play. Next video, we will be getting to level 50. And after we are level 50, it's either magic. I think we can also go do some more Rhapsodies quests. I gotta check. I gotta see if we... I don't know if we need Shadow Lord Beat to do the next Rhapsody quest or not. I will double check. But Yeah, I haven't had like the full guide open. I've just been pulling up the guide to the things that I actually like am doing at the moment, in case I need a reference on the side to speed things up. So we'll see. We shall see. But anyway, with that, that's a wrap for me. I will see all of you in the next video. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday. Be sure to check out the playlist. And yeah, appreciate all y'all for tuning in. So I will see all of you in the next video. And until then, take care.